Hello, Counting 2. All right, so we're going to do this 5-2 application problem. This is the practice one. It says up here, practice mode. So that means that you can fill it out and then you can go up here and you can check your answers and you can reset it and you keep practicing before you have to go and do the application on your own that you will do that's not practice mode, so that you'll have a grade for that. All right, so we are in the book. This is page 167 of the book. 167 in your textbook. This is only about the FIFO, LIFO averaged, weighted average, and lower cost or market. So this is only from 5-2 in the book if you need to look at the book for instructions. So it asks us for each of these items. There's 3 items here for this company. All right, and they don't have names. They just have this B26, and then there's a C45, the next one right there, and then a D55. Where's D55? That's D55. Got to move all this stuff over. Okay, there's D55 right there. And so we have to do the same thing for each one. We have to do the FIFO and the LIFO and the weighted average. And so it's the same policy or procedures for each one of these. You just have to get your calculator out and do it. All right. Then they want to know, are the prices going up or down? Our ending inventory, which one of these 3 methods gives us the highest, lowest, and the intermediate? Okay, so these are just drop-down buttons. The cost of merchandise, they want to know which one is going to give us the highest, the lowest, or the intermediate. And then reported net income. Of these 3, which one's going to give us the highest, lowest, or intermediate net income or your profit? Okay, so let's start. First, we have to add up all of our products for this first product. This is the top one. Yes, this is B26. And these are our quantities through the year. What they started out with at 6, and then what they purchased through the year. So we have to add all of these up. And I got 74. Then we have to multiply. We have to extend these. 6 times 650. And 15 times 660. And 18 times 660. And 15 times 680. And 20 times 680. And we have to add this column. And I get 494.80. That's the total for the whole year of this, whatever this product is. Now, prices are going up or down. It goes from 650 to 660 to 680. Those prices are rising. FIFO, in the book, it tells us that we have 24 of these left over. Now, the system here has allowed you to cheat. It's showing you that with FIFO, which is first in, first out, you would have sold these at the top. So it's showing you right now that you only have to fill in the bottom ones. So we have 20 here because we only had 20 that arrived in October. So I have to take 4 that were left over from July. So now we're going to do 4 times the cost, which is 680. And then our total cost of this whole shipment of 136. And we're going to add these together. And so 163.20. That's how much inventory cost is at the end of the year when they only have 24 left. All right, so LIFO, last in, first out. Again, the system's telling you that you sold what came in October and July, and what you have left over is the earlier stuff. So we have 6 here. And remember, we got to get up to 24. 24. This has to be 24. 6, and then the next one is 15. Well, 6 and 15 are 21, so we need 3 more from this shipment. And those were $6.60 each. So I add this column. I had 39 and I had 99, and 3 times the 660. Yep. Okay. It's good to go back and check your math. There's nothing wrong with going back and checking your math. Now, this last column over here is weighted average. Well, how do you figure out an average? You take how many you got, you divide it by the total. So that's what we're going to do. 494.80 divided by 74 units. Oh, yep, 74 units. And the average cost is $6.69. But to get my inventory, how much my inventory is, I have to do this times 24. 669 divided times 24. 160.56. Now, I've got these 3 methods. Again, to get the 669, I took the average. So the total cost and the total inventory, I divided them. And it comes up to 669, which makes sense. Look, they're between 650 and 680, but you have different quantities. So, okay, 669, that makes sense. So we've got 3 different dollar amounts here for the same 24 products that are left at the end of the year. We got 163.20, 157.80, and 160.56. It's all the same 24 products that were left. So we come down here to these pull down menus, and they're asking us, let's do one at a time. Ending inventory. This is my ending inventory if I look at FIFO, my ending inventory if I do it with LIFO, and my ending inventory if I do it with average. So it's asking which one, I have to rank them, lowest, intermediate, and highest. So this is my lowest dollar amount. So that's going to be lowest. This is my highest dollar amount. This would be in the middle. Well, that makes sense. This is the average. It should be in the middle. Okay, let's look at it. My inventory. In FIFO, I sold the stuff that had the lower cost. So it makes sense that my ending inventory is the higher cost. Look, what's left is what we paid more for. And LIFO, it makes sense that it's the lower dollar amount because we sold the stuff that cost the most. And we still have the stuff that costs the least. So the next question says, cost of merchandise sold. Well, let's look at it. What we sold in FIFO right here was the lowest price. We sold this part. So I gotta put lowest. On this one, what we sold, right here, these are the highest. So it's got to be the highest. This is always going to be the intermediate. It's the average. It's the average, and that's what average is. Average always comes in the middle. All right, so the next thing says reported net income. So let's think about this logically. Let's think about it logically. My cost of merchandise sold was the lowest that I could get it. That means my profit was the highest I could get it. If my cost of merchandise sold was the lowest that I could get it, then my profit is going to be the highest. If my cost of the merchandise that I sold is the highest, then I'm not making as much. My profit is lower. All right, and we are done with that first product. Now we're going to go to the second item. C45. It works the same way. Okay, so let's total these guys. I get 422. We have to multiply across. All right, I multiplied those across. Now I got to add down the column. Messed up. I have to go over it again. $3641.60. Okay. Now the book tells us on this one that we've got 80 left over. 80. So here we got 80. We got 80. We got to multiply it times 80 times cost, which is 872. 697.60. 697.60. That's your ending inventory. Oh, okay. So over here it says it wants to know, are the prices going up or down? 850 to 872. They're going up. Okay. So gotta go over. Now I still have to have 80 here. We got 72 plus 8. I took the whole 72 from what was first in there, and then 8 from the next shipment. So this is 612. And this is going to be 8 times the cost of $8.60. And then I have to add down. So there's your inventory for FIFO and your inventory for LIFO. And we're going to take to average. So we take our total divided by our total units, total cost divided by total units, and we have $8.63. And that makes sense. Look, it goes from 850 to 872. So yeah, that makes sense. Now to get this inventory, we have to do the $8.63 times the 80 items that we have. Okay, so this times your ending inventory of 80, and that gives you your dollar amount. So now remember, we have to do the highest to the lowest. So it's asking us ending inventory. Which one has the highest? Highest inventory. That's still the highest. This is still the lowest. And that's still the intermediate. It's the average. That's what average is. It's right there in the middle. So that's always going to be in the middle. Okay, now ending inventory. It makes sense that our ending inventory in FIFO is the highest because look, the price was the highest at the end. In LIFO, we sold the higher stuff. We kept the stuff that was less dollar amount. So that makes sense for this to be the lowest. So we go over here, cost of merchandise sold. Well, this is going to be lowest. If the ending inventory is the highest, then the cost of merchandise sold was the lowest. Look, up here, we sold the stuff that cost the less. And here, we sold the stuff that cost the most. Now, reported net income. If my prices, what I sold, was the lowest, then my profit is going to be the highest. And if my cost is the highest, then my profit is going to be the lowest. You can't have a high and high. It doesn't work that way. All right, going to object number 3, or the D55. First, we're going to add the column, how many we had total. 48. We're going to do the extensions here. Now I got to add down the column. Right. So now, again, FIFO, you sold what was in there first, and what you have left is the last that you had come in. And so we have 18. This tells us that we have 18 left over. So I have 15, the total last shipment that came in. And then I have 3. I have to multiply times 1250. And got to add these two together. 1675. Oh, wait a minute. Look, I want you to notice these prices decrease. From beginning inventory, they were at $12.62 each. At the end, they're at $11.95 each. This is decreasing. The prices are decreasing. It does happen. Look at the price of gas. It goes up and down. All right, so we're over here, and we got to get 3 of these. And we got to get 9 of these. And that's 12. So we need 6 of these. 6 times 20, 1260. So we need to add down the column. And there's your inventory if you do it with the LIFO. Now, you know that we have to go here and get this average. So total cost divided by total inventory. And the average price is $12.38. Well, I got to take that $12.38 times the 18 that were left over. So $222.84. To get this, I divided total cost, total units. Now, these pull-down menus, ending inventory. I'm going to tell you right now, this is based on the average. It's going to be the average every time. It's going to be the average. It's going to come in the middle every time. Ending inventory this time, which one is lower? This one is lower. This one is the highest. Why? Why did it switch from the last ones that we did? Well, ending inventory, this time, these prices are higher at the top or at the beginning of the year than at the end of the year. It makes a difference. It flip-flopped from those other 2 products that we had. Cost of merchandise sold. Well, what was sold in FIFO was the higher price stuff. And the stuff in the LIFO that was sold was the lower priced stuff. So reportable net income, again, if your cost is highest, then your profit is going to be the lowest. If your cost is the lowest, your profit is the highest. So now we come down here, and we have to figure out, this is telling us the market price. So this is another way to figure out your inventory. So it's saying that we had quantity on hand. We had 24 at $6.90. So that is $165.60. We've got 80 times 880. That's 704. We've got 18 times 1175. That's 211.50. And that's taking the market price. What is out there in the market, in the marketplace. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull down our FIFO ending inventories, and we're going to compare them. And then we're going to take over here the lowest of these 2. So now we got to go find FIFO for that first product. What was our FIFO way up here? It was $163.20. 163.20. So which one is the lower? It says lower here. Which one is the lower? Is the 163.20. Now I got to go up to the second product and find out what that FIFO score was. FIFO dollar amount was. So that's this one, and it was 697.60 right here. FIFO 697.60. 697.60, right? 697.60. Okay. So between these two, I'm taking the lower of it. So this is the lower of it. Now I got to do the same thing for this last product. I got to go and find the FIFO amount, 216.75. 216.75. I got to look at these two, and in this case, the market price is the lower. So I'm going to take that one. 211.50. So to find out what the total inventory is, I have to total this column. 163.20 plus 697.60 plus 211.50. $1,072.30. All right. So if you have any questions, let me know. I went through that kind of fast, but you can go back and you can find out where I got every answer, every number. All right. Okay. I'll see y'all next time. Be well. Bye.